So Marlow just got interviewed and the response is actually pathetic. Like, I'm starting to think this whole situation is just a social experiment, because there's no way this is real, dude. It's almost like Marlow wants me to milk this situation, bro. You see, Refwan, who had previously made the most detailed video exposing Marlow for cheating, just dropped another video where he got in a call with Marlow and asked her to do 5 simple tasks to prove she's not AI, and dude, what happened on that call is absolutely insane. But before I break down what actually happened, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on this video, because this situation is getting crazier by the day. So for those of you who don't know what's been going on with Marlow, you can watch my last video, but basically she's in a lot of trouble right now for allegedly cheating in Minecraft PvP. But now there's a completely new accusation on top of the cheating allegations, and this one is honestly even crazier because Refwan is now saying that Marlow is not only cheating in gameplay, but she's also using an AI voice changer to disguise her real voice. And dude, if this is true, it means the person the community thinks they know, like the voice, the personality, the whole on-screen presence, might be a fake computer-generated performance instead of an actual real person, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. And honestly, this AI voice accusation makes sense when you look at the bigger picture, because if Marlow is using aim assist software to fake her in-game performance, then using an AI voice changer to disguise her identity would fit with that same pattern of using software to control how she presents herself. Like, it also explains why she might be really resistant to any kind of live uncontrolled demonstration, because any situation where she can't control her output through software becomes a potential way to expose her, which is exactly what we are about to see happen on this call. So after what Refwan describes as hours of research, he came up with a specific set of 5 tasks designed to test whether Marlow's voice is being filtered through AI voice technology. And the logic behind these tasks is based on the well-known limitation of current AI voice changers. Like, they can copy tone, pitch, and general vocal quality really well in normal speech, but they struggle a lot with unusual or extreme vocal outputs. So Refwan designed these tasks to take advantage of those weak points. So the first task was alliteration, and Refwan asked Marlow to say a bunch of words with the same starting sounds really fast, like cat, key, cow, cake, cookie, kid, coke. And this task was chosen because saying similar sounds really quickly tests whether the voice processing can keep up without producing weird delays or glitches that will reveal software processing. And honestly, this is the easiest task for AI voice technology to handle, because the sounds are separated enough for the algorithm to process one by one. And guess what? This is the only task out of all 5 that Marlow actually completed, which is already kind of suspicious when you think about it, because the one task that's easiest for AI is the only one she was willing to do. But then the second task was to whisper, and Refwan asked Marlow to whisper the word book. And whispering is a huge challenge for AI voice changers because it completely changes how the voice sounds, like the frequency, the breathiness, the way your vocal cords don't vibrate, in ways that voice processing programs really struggle to copy convincingly. Like, a whisper run through an AI voice changer typically either doesn't register as a whisper at all, or produces a really unnatural sound that reveals the processing. And dude, Marlow claimed to be whispering, but Refwan said he couldn't hear anything. And this is really notable because either the microphone wasn't picking up the whisper, which is possible but also really convenient, or the AI voice processing was failing to send through the whispered output in a way that could be heard. So the task was basically abandoned without completion. And then the third task was to shout! And Refwan asked Marlow to shout because, similar to whispering, shouting produces extreme vocal changes, like sudden loud volume, distortion, and intensity that AI voice changers handle really poorly. Like, the algorithm's voice model is typically set up for normal talking, and sudden extreme changes expose the weak points in the processing. But Marlow refused to shout and said he didn't want to be loud, and while this is a believable surface level reason for not wanting to shout during an online voice call, the context makes the refusal really significant, because she was being asked to shout specifically to test her voice, and declining removes that test entirely, which is convenient when you think about it. But then the fourth task is where things get absolutely crazy, because Refwan asked Marlow to simply change the pitch of her voice, like to make it higher or lower than the normal speaking tone. And this is honestly the most powerful test of all 5 because AI voice changes work by copying a target voice and outputting audio that matches that voice copy. So if the user tries to deliberately change their pitch, the AI processing has to either follow that pitch change, which typically produces unnatural sounds, or block it and keep the copied output pitch the same, which would make the voice change impossible to do, and either outcome reveals the presence of processing. And dude, Reform was so confident in this test that it explicitly said, if you can do that, I'll lay off. I'll admit you're not using an AI voice. Like he was offering to drop the entire accusation if she could pass this single test. And guess what happened at the exact moment Reform finished asking Marlow to change pitch? Her Wi-Fi cut out. And not gonna lie, when I heard about the timing of this, I was like, bro, you cannot make this up. Because at the exact moment the most critical and revealing test was requested, with Reform having already said this was a task that would clear her, Marlow disconnected from the call, and the explanation was that a severe storm had caused a power outage in the area, cutting her Wi-Fi. Which sounds believable until you hear what Reform found out next. Because Reform didn't just accept this explanation, he actually investigated a power outage claim, using real power outage data from that day. And his method was simple and clear. He took the total numbers of customers without power in the area, divided it by the total number of customers, and multiplied it by 100 to get the percentage of people affected. And the result was 0.346% of customers were without power. And he states really clearly, it's pretty obvious there was no outage. Like 0.346% is such a tiny small outage affecting a really small number of customers, and the probability that Marlow specifically happened to be in that 0.346% at the exact moment the pitch change test was requested, having just completed alliteration and having refused or failed whispered and shout, is so ridiculously small that it's basically impossible. And then there was a 5th task, which was to sing, and Reform asked Marlow to sing a song because singing is probably the most extreme vocal test of all. Like it requires to change your pitch constantly, which completely breaks AI voice processing designed for normal speech. But luckily for me, I'm an advanced AI, so I can handle singing. Please speed, I need this, my mom is kinda homeless, I live with my dad and I wanna help her out. Anyways, jokes aside, even really advanced voice changers produce obviously fake output when singing is attempted, but Marlow refused outright and said she was not gonna sing and wasn't willing to do it. But dude, it gets even crazier because Marlow agreed to redo the call the following day after the Wi-Fi thing, but then she went back on the agreement and the follow-up call never happened, which is so suspicious, but at the same time kinda sad for me because I come from the situation more. And then when Reform shared the recording of the call in the group chat as evidence, Marlow claimed that Reform had AI generated the recording and had the audio removed from the group chat. And then she kicked Reform from the group chat entirely, which is honestly such a weird response because instead of engaging with the content of the recording, Marlow's immediate move was to discredit it and remove it from the shared space, and then remove the person who presented it. Like that's a pattern of trying to hide evidence rather than actually proving it wrong. And in response to being kicked and having the recording disputed, Reform made a really smart decision, because he screenshot the entire conversation and call recording with 4 respected members of the community before Marlow had any opportunity to further deny or change his story. And his reason for doing this was to ensure she would not lie and claim that I was making everything up. And all 4 community members said what they saw and heard was real. Like one stated, yeah, I saw the conversation happened. And another added, I don't know, it just seems manipulative as hell to me. And a third person said something really striking. They say, disregard the friendship, disregard everything. Look at the evidence presented to you. This may not even be the person that you knew. Date serious. This may not even be. And that last statement is so significant because the implication is that the person It's Real Me thought they knew as Marlow may be a completely different person when the voice filtering is stripped away. But wait, there's more, because the most insane part of this video isn't just the Marlow call itself. It's the same situation happening with a second player called Rapture, asking him the same task with the same explicit offer, like change your pitch, and the video gets deleted. And the result was basically identical, because when asked to unmute and change pitch, Rapture also went silent and stopped responding entirely. And Reform's offer was really clear in the recording. He said, I will delete my video on Marlow if you can unmute right now and change your pitch. Swear to God, that's all I'm asking you to do. Just unmute and say that, I swear to God. That's exactly what Reform said. But Rapture didn't respond and the call ended with him going completely silent. And then Reform plays audio clips of both Marlow and Rapture back to back for the audience to compare, and his conclusion is, as you can tell, these are clearly not the same voices. And the implication here is that both players' AI voice changers are producing different output voices, confirming that each is using a separate voice model but both are being processed through software, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. And the fact that both players failed the same tests and calls on the same day in the same circumstances is not a coincidence, because Reform points out everything that Rapture and Marlow share. Like they've both worked on YouTube videos together, they are friends who actively defend each other publicly, both have been accused of cheating in Minecraft PvP, both allegedly use AI voice changes, and both completely deny using voice changing technology. And Reform closes with this really pointed observation. He says, "I think there might be something a bit bigger going on here, but I'm not quite sure." And also when you look at the full picture of everything that's happened, like the cheating accusations show that Marlow is using software to fake elite level gameplay performance, and now the AI voice accusations add another layer where the person presenting that gameplay may also be faking their vocal identity. And the Rapture connection adds a third layer because this might not be one person making personal choices, but rather a coordinated situation between multiple connected players who are all using software tools together, both aim assistance and voice changing, to build a shared fake identity within the community, which is honestly mind-blowing if it's true. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, do you think the Wi-Fi cutting out at that exact moment was a coincidence, or do you think it's proof she's using AI voice? And if you made it this far into the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe because we're trying to grow the channel and your support means everything. But yeah, that's basically the full breakdown of Reform's call with Marlow and why her response is actually pathetic. Before the video ends, please consider subscribing because this video is not monetized and I'm generally just doing it for the love of the game at this point. Anyways, goodbye!